When it comes to legacy, is the impact we leave, the mark we leave. We all want to be remembered, not for what we earned, but for what we established. Not just for living, but for planting something that outlives us. Legacy is how we build our time to the land. The first one is the Roman Colosseum. It was built more than 2,000 years ago, and it still shapes our arenas across the cities in the world. Remember, the topic is legacy. The Great Wall of China was built more than 7 centuries ago with the aim of protecting their people and their culture. This is the one we don't know what it is, but it is sculptures of ancestors. These people called the Rapa Nui. They carved stones to reflect their ancestors as a way of preserving their culture and showing their respect. The pyramids of Egypt and Giza, they were built as internal homes because Egyptians believed that pharaohs and the elites were immortal, and that these were meant to be the tombs to house them once they are dead. So, what does those images tell us? We've seen the pyramids, we've seen the walls, we've seen the arenas. What about ourselves here in this room? What will our children look back at us? What will they see? What are we building into the culture, into the future? One day, someone will inherit what we do or what we didn't do. Very powerful. We are in the year 2025. In the year 2070, 2170, none of us in this room will be in existence. But the legacy you leave will be in existence. Our founding father said this: without land, a man is nothing. And I can add that without land, a woman is. Same statement. Our grandparents fought for land during colonial times. The Mau Mau uprising was fueled by land injustice. Today, you and I can buy land with a simple payment plan. What will our children say we did with this access, with this opportunity, with this freedom? So real estate is how legacy becomes visible, transferable, and timeless. It is the only asset that will outlive you. It doesn't depreciate, it multiplies your legacy. It creates your generational stability. Every title deed you own is not just a piece of paper, it's a family story written into the soil. So I've given you the story and the background of the legacy. So we just look at these simple steps in how we can create legacy. So, Balozi spoke about our country, Kenya, and these are some of the statistics that he mentioned about the opportunities back at home, but we don't know where these opportunities lie. Our population is growing at a very fast pace. We are projected that in the year 2045, we'll be at 70 million. Right now, we are around 55 million. These people need accommodation. The middle market, the middle class is rising every day. They are requesting for more amenity-rich residentials. The infrastructure development that is happening in Kenya, it is not just a piece of infrastructure. It's opening new areas, new corridors of investment. You saw what is happening to Nairobi. It's becoming a hub for both diplomatic and business. So these statistics present good investment opportunities to you back home. Believe it or not, we still have a deficit of over 2 million units in Kenya. And yet we say Kenya is the most developed country in East and Central Africa. But still, 2 million people, 2 million units are needed. And this number is growing every day by around 244,000. And what is the formal market able to produce? 50,000 units annually. Now, you heard Dr. Leila's talk about consolidation. The amount of money we remit back to Kenya, if it was to be consolidated, do you think this deficit can last over a year? We can quickly bridge this deficit. We just need to know how do we go about it. Because without the information, this deficit will only get bigger and bigger every day. Now, all these insights, we've consolidated them into a book. We are that generous. This book is for free. Why don't you take up your phone and download this book? It will give you all these insights that I can't read here because of time. They are in this 30 pages book by Centum. So, who is Centum Real Estate? We are a subsidiary of Centum Investment. We've been in existence since 1967, 3 years after independence. And our focus to real estate is a bit different. We are creating live, work, play, grow, and thrive urban nodes. We are focusing at the moment on 3 major cities. Number 1 is Two Rivers Social City in Nairobi. I'm sure most of you know the Two Rivers Mall, which is the Anchor project. It's a 106-acre mixed-use development in the diplomatic zone of Nairobi. We are in Uganda. We are doing a 384-acre city. This is actually Uganda, next to Lake Victoria. Very beautiful indeed. And we are also in Vipingo development. This is where I sit. So this is in Coast. It's the largest private urban development project in sub-Saharan Africa, occupying 10,254 acres. So I'll speak more about this in the later slides, but that gives you a glimpse of how we are tackling real estate. We want to create 15 minutes walk and drive cities that are well planned and well organized. As a company, we've been very privileged. In the last year, 2024, we just got about 20 prestigious international awards from Africa, Asia, North America, and Europe. Some of them are listed here: Super Brands, East Africa, all the way to the Edge Champion for Africa by International Finance Corporation. So the efforts we are doing are being recognized globally. So why should you invest in real estate with us? You realize that when you invest in real estate, you are unlocking the East African's growth. Real estate will help you to build and grow your wealth and preserve that wealth for your future generation. If you buy this home, this is a real house in Vipingo. This house is your mark of legacy. Your kids will inherit this house and future generation until they decide to sell it along the way. When you invest, your capital is growing with us, with it. These are some of the properties that you've been able to sell, and you can see the price jump from 2020 to the current today. 13 to 16 is actually in the coast of Kenya. Okay? This is Nairobi here. See a property of 25, that was 5 years ago, you can see. And now that they said UN is relocating to Nairobi from New York, I can bet you these 2 prices here in Nairobi, you've not yet seen the jump. It's gonna jump much higher. So this is how you preserve your wealth. This is just a 5-year gap, and you can see for yourself. Now, another pain point that you address is we want you to have your peace of mind. So as Centum, what we do is we let you choose us as your property managers. Property managers means we look for a tenant for you, we'll hire young people to look after the repairs of your house, we'll hire an accountant to collect that rent and remit it to your account in a given day next month, so you can remove your families and friends in the affairs of managing your property. What about you need to resell your property? Most of the time when you buy property, it's up to you and your people in case you want to exit that investment. We support you with a resale, again, because we are the ecosystem. Every buyer will come to us. The property they are looking for could be under construction. They want something that is ready, and that's how we act as the middleman to help you resell your property. We also help you to mitigate the risks, and these are some of the risks that we help you. We know the market volatility. You realize the locations I've given you, they are very prime. Vipingo is in 35 kilometers from Mombasa. Two Rivers is next to the diplomatic community. Uganda is on the outskirts of Entebbe. So good location helps you to shield from market volatility. Regulatory and policy changes, we take a big lead in this in terms of making sure that whatever the policy is touching on real estate back home, we are at the forefront, both as a contributor and also keeping ourselves updated. In terms of, let me come to this is very important, rental and tenant risk. Most of the time you realize that your properties back home, they don't give you returns, not because they are bad, but because they are poorly managed. When your tenants are not happy, even if you bought that property, the most expensive one, it won't give you the much needed return. That's why we do this as an in-house. So Centum manages your property, and when it comes to managing those diplomats, for example, in Two Rivers, there's a way they need to be treated. You don't just give it to anyone to manage them. We manage them professionally, and we become the person they know, not you. So let me speak to the Two Rivers and Vipingo. The reason why we chose to start with Two Rivers because Nairobi is becoming the next commercial nerve center. You've seen a lot of multinational moving and also the tech system. In fact, Nairobi today is called the Silicon Savannah. And now it's going to be even an expanded home to the UN Africa headquarters. The population of Nairobi at the moment is around 4.4 million. But in the year 2030, this figure is projected to go to 6 million. These statistics, if you're in this room, are not just numbers. These are opportunities. These people will need accommodation, they will need malls, they will need hospitals, they will need schools, they need all things that you can think of in an urban environment. Now, when you look at the kind of rental yield that Nairobi is giving, suburban are giving between 5 to 7%, and in prime locations, this is coming to between 9 and 12%. Now, when you look at a place like Two Rivers, because of the diplomats who earns in dollars, and you're able to charge them rent in dollars, the rent is going up to 10 to 12%, which is very attractive for you. The capital appreciation, the average property prices in Nairobi, they rose by 5.2%. However, in Two Rivers, because of being within the diplomatic zone, one of the property there rose by 20% based on the numbers I showed you earlier. This infrastructure that has been done by the government, expressway connecting Jomo Kenyatta to Westlands, this is another game changer. It's opening new corridors of residential because I can stay far away from where I work because in the morning I just need to get to the expressway and in 15 minutes I'm at my workplace. The new bypasses, there's the ring bypass which starts from Ole Sereni to Kikuyu, then goes all the way to Thika Road and back to JKIA. Now the last bit of that is being dualed, which will also open another opportunity for an investor. Now there's the modern shopping center are now very many in Nairobi, and also the best hospitals in East and Central Africa are in Nairobi. And these are all opening opportunities for residential housing. Vipingo. Vipingo is supposed to replace the Mombasa we knew when we were growing up. When we were growing up, everybody said, I'm going to Mombasa. But today, if you go to the same Mombasa, you'll be surprised. Urban planning challenges, physical planning challenges. So Vipingo is coming to replace Mombasa. Mombasa and Nyali, now you can't tell where one was starting, where the other one was ending. And this opportunity to create a 10,254 acre model city is where Vipingo comes in to fill that gap. Now, the sweetest spot is here. The portfolio. If you want to become an international investor, we have you covered in Uganda. If you want to invest back home, Two Rivers, you can see the beautiful place there, and Vipingo is the place to be. In terms of the Two Rivers, this is what we've done to make sure that we are sustainable. This is the infrastructure that takes care of your water. The water we deliver to your sink is purified. You can drink from the tap. So you can see we are very sustainable. This is the underground wastewater recycling system. All the wastewater that is generated from this beautiful mall here, especially on our weekends, we get millions and millions of wastewater. It ends up here. We recycle every single drop. And this system here is what gives us water for secondary use, for flushing your toilet, for irrigation, for construction, and other secondary purposes. So we've got you covered. Now that is the Two River City that you are creating, and you're not just creating this ourselves, we are inviting other developers. We want to see Epic come and do the next apartment here. So we are both taking care of individual and institutional investors, and you can see as well master planned. So these are some of the residential houses we've done as Centum. We try to be as social as possible. You can see from, this is in Kasarani, so this is the most affordable with a deposit of, I think this is, I'm not very good with conversion, but this should be around $5,000. It's pocket change for us in this room. This is a deposit of 10%, and balance, you talk to me nicely, I give you a very good time frame. This is sold out. This is 1.32. This is a deposit of 10%. Balance flexible installment. It's about $13,000 deposit. It's about $40,000 deposit, and balance you pay in flexible installment. We are also in Kasarani. We are doing an affordable housing in Kasarani. This is just to support the government initiatives of creating affordable housing. And this I think is this $2,500 or something like that. And you have a deposit, and the balance you pay over time. What kind of return are we getting? What we do is, when you buy these properties, you are here in DC, you might not even know what kind of rent to charge. So we set the minimum rent for our developments, and that becomes the market rate that we charge. And you can see the loft that is ready, this is the kind of minimum rent. And they are paying, it's 98% occupied, $350,000 for a 4-bedroom house, and $300,000 if it doesn't have a private garden. So we set this minimum to just make sure that you are safe in terms of knowing how much to charge. Here, the phase 1, the minimum rent is $150,000, $200,000, and $250,000. Not bad for return at Two Rivers. Cascadia is about to be finished, but you're looking more or less at this kind of returns once it's finished. And Muzizi, this is funded by the World Bank IFC to support the affordable housing. Again, you can see the kind of returns we are looking at, 50,000, 80, and 100. This is in Kasarani, very affordable studios there. You can see the kind of returns that you're looking at, from 20,000 to 45,000. So we have everything for everyone, depending on where you want to buy. Quickly to show you the opportunities available in Vipingo. In Vipingo, what we do is, part of the money you buy from us, we educate the kids in this Kilifi County. Every year we take 50 students. We give them a full 4-year scholarship. And these are some of the people who've been able to finish the program. We spent over 120 million in scholarship. So we are also giving back to the society, but this is through the money you give us. Whatever we are able to salvage as profit, we give part of that to the community. Vipingo, we have done what has not been done in sub-Saharan Africa. This is a seawater desalination plant. That is the Indian Ocean behind it. We are cleaning 3 million liters of water daily from the Indian Ocean. And this is the water that we give you. When you invest in Vipingo, you not get salt water. You get supplied by water from this. And we are also very keen on planting trees. You can see me here with the local chief trying to green the Vipingo. You can see me here kneeling, trying to plant more trees so that when you invest back home, invest in a good environment.